We all think making movies requires an insane budget, a massive crew, and weeks of permits. Most people never get around to shooting that first short film because the hurdle feels totally insurmountable. But here's the secret. You do not need all that professional gear to actually make something that feels truly cinematic. In this video, I am walking you through how we pulled off our new short film Marty entirely on our own terms. We went from sloppily beautiful run-and-gun nights to a cramped warehouse finale. And more importantly, I will show you how we turned that long-form raw footage into consistent social clips without losing our sanity. We accomplished this social media workflow thanks in large part to using Vizard. Oh, and if you want the nitty-gritty project proof, our Vizard project ID is xWTRuMkckio, which I will talk more about later. Let us start with the opening sequence because, in movies, cars are not just for transport, they carry personality. We wanted our main character's ride to say something about him, so I scoured online marketplaces until I found the perfect vintage vehicle. It was a little rough around the edges, but it had exactly the gritty, authentic vibe we needed for the film. The owner let us rent it for a night, and suddenly, we had our perfect picture car. Our first shot was a simple dolly-in done on a basic slider, but we knew the little touches would matter. A crew member drove off the parking lot to add movement in the background and make the frame feel lived in. We were doing this entire first night run-and-gun style, meaning no permits, shifting between spots, and no external power. That meant we had to rely on small, motivated lighting setups. For lighting the actor inside the car, we used a single small LED panel placed right on the dashboard. I worried it might look too artificial, but it read as believable dashboard glow or passing street lamps. For the shot where the second character walks up to the car, we used two light bars outside the passenger window. One light was set to warm tungsten to mimic streetlights, while the other was cooler to create necessary contrast. We added a subtle glow on the back window to separate the actor from the darkness of the night. Here's a quick note on shooting in public without permits. Move fast, be respectful, and keep your setups looking normal. We weren't waving giant rigs around, which allowed us to get way more footage than you would expect on a shoestring night. Now for the gear talk, because I know you gear nerds out there want to hear the technical details. We shot everything on a high-end cinema camera, and this was my first time using it on a shoot like this. Straight out of the monitor, even before color grading, the image felt clean and punchy. We built it out with a V-mount battery, wireless video feed, and lens motors to make it behave like a proper cinema rig. For lenses, we used an anamorphic set, which gave us those classic flares and oval bokeh that make frames pop. These lenses aren't subtle, but for a narrative project like this, they were a total game changer. We also leaned on modular rigging gear, which let us switch from car mount to handheld without rebuilding the entire camera. Speaking of car mounts, for the driving scenes, we absolutely had to get real car-on-road footage. Processed trailers and green screens are usually either way too expensive or look fake. Instead, we used a heavy-duty suction cup rig for the car, which I won't lie made my stomach drop initially. However, that rig was rock solid in testing and way easier to mount than I initially expected. You just attach the cups, pump them tight, click in the arms, and you have a cinema-ready car rig in under 30 minutes. Then the rain started, and it kept going for hours. We had one night, one car, and one shot to get, but water on the lens means ruined takes. We waited, triple-checked everything when the storm died down, and finally nailed the first moving shot. Those tense, quiet moments between takes are exhausting, but so worth it when you get that perfect roll. After that, we rigged the hood to windshield angle using a smaller arm mount. The mount was so solid we even had our grip pole on a safety rope just to show off how locked in it was. We wrapped the night feeling exhausted but happy, and honestly that is when the real work begins. Post-production. This is where most creators choke, as you sit on a mountain of footage wondering how to translate it into content. We used Vizard to handle that entire process, which saved us so much time. Instead of manually combing through hours of footage, Vizard scanned the long video and identified viral-friendly beats. It picked out the car rigging explanation, the rain drama, and even the practical effects, creating ready-to-post clips. It did not just spit out random cuts. It chose moments with strong punchlines, good pacing, and obvious hooks. Vizard's sweet spot is that it actually understands content rhythm for creators picking out emotional beats and dialogue spikes. Then you can simply refine, add a caption, and export in the exact aspect ratio you need. That saved us hours and meant we could stay consistent without hiring a full social media team. Back on set, the weather unfortunately gutted our plan to shoot at the local docks. We hustled and lucked into a warehouse for the last 2 days, which kept us dry and safe. We wanted a coherent look without resetting lights for every single angle, so we built a light spaces, not faces setup. Our gaffer wanted a hard warehouse spotlight, so we DIY'd one using a high-powered light and specialized foil. We filled the scene with 2 more softboxes and grids, one warmer and one cooler for color contrast. Small LED light bars attached magnetically to a beam acted as motivated lights and gave us a nice rim on the actors. For the entry scene where the characters get dropped off, it was pitch black outside. We ran another light in the background to fake moonlight, taping branches to it to break the beam and add texture. Coverage was another thing I drilled into the team, because on a tight schedule you cannot just wing it. I built a minimal but specific shot list containing lighting notes, shot types, gear needed, and reference stills. For references, I use mood boards to pull images that help set the dark, gritty tone of our story. Vizard even let us crop a director's voiceover about those mood boards into a short piece for behind-the-scenes content. Costumes, props, and makeup are the details that truly sell the reality of the scene. Thrift stores and second-hand marketplaces are your best friends for finding unique items. Our makeup artist did blood and wound effects that actually read well on camera. The sequence that demanded the most choreography was the final Mexican standoff. We rehearsed the cadence, practiced the falls, and made sure every movement felt grounded and earned. Those raw moments are exactly what viewers connect with, and Vizard found the emotional core of that scene for us. At the end of the day, making our short film was about making smart, creative choices. It was about choosing motivated lighting, lenses that add character, and locations that tell a story. Vizard didn't make the film for us, but it turned our mountain of raw footage into a pipeline of shareable content. If you're making your first short or trying to turn a weekend shoot into ongoing content, think about the whole life cycle. Use tools that help shape your look, give you cinematic frames, and assist with your production story. If you are curious about how we turned raw takes into viral clips, drop a comment below. I will show you the Vizard workflow and answer any questions you have about gear or DIY lighting. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.